Hello. So this slide presentation is about special journals and voucher system. So let's have a quick outline of what we will learn in this slide presentation. We will be talking about using controlling accounts and subsidiary ledgers, the goals and uses and advantages of special journals, recording transactions using special journals, posting transactions using special journals, and the voucher system. So let's start with the special journals, control account, and subsidiary ledgers. So I will use Microsoft Excel to demonstrate this topic. So let's wait for a few moments while it is opening. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I would like to talk about first subsidiary ledgers. So and control ledgers. So yung subsidiary ledger, ano siya yung para na pwede natin siyang sabihing sub-records ng isang account na maraming composition. Let us take for example accounts receivable. So we all know that accounts receivable, I'm highlighting it here. Hey, yan ay utang ng mga customer sa atin. Kaya lang, hindi naman natin pwedeng pagsamasamahin sa isang ledger lang lahat ng records natin sa mga customer because we will have a hard time billing and monitoring the balance of each customer. So, accounts receivable in most cases have subsidiary ledgers. Okay, let me show you the subsidiary ledgers here. Yan. So, as you can see here, bawat customer ay merong sari-sariling subsidiary ledger. I'm actually using yung uh, ledgers or customer names nung gagamitin natin sa sales journal. So, makita mo dyan, ano, ito yung ledger ng isa nating customer, si Butuan Company. Then we have here yung ledger ni Cagayan de Oro Stores, yung accounts receivable ledger ni Dapitan Retailers, and so on and so forth. So we have 6 customers here. So ideally dapat no yung sum ng lahat ng subsidiary ledgers ay equal sa control account. Balikan natin yung control account sa general ledger. Ayan. So as you can see here, ito ang kanyang balance is 200,000 pesos. So, dapat yung sum ng balances ng anim na subsidiary ledger ng accounts receivable ay 200,000 pesos din. Ito yung beginning balance. Ano? So, let us see yung subsidiary ledgers. So, we have 40,000 here plus 30, that's 70, plus 35, that's 105, plus 20, 125, plus 35, 160,000 pesos. And plus 40, that's 200,000 pesos. So, pag tinotal yung sum ng balances ng ating subsidiary ledgers, so 200,000 din siya. Actually, ito siya. You follow my cursor. Ito, yan o. Sum, 200,000. Which is equal dun sa balance, beginning balance ng ating control account ng accounts receivable. So, yun, yung 200,000. I highlighted it with color yellow. So, yun po yung use ng subsidiary ledger, no? Pang-monitor ng composition ng isang account na maraming laman. Okay? So, ang isa pa pong nilalagyan ng subsidiary ledger, yung accounts payable. Mamaya gamitin natin yan dun sa ibang special journals. At saka yung pwede rin yung equipment, no? Lalo na pag malaki yung iyong company or malaki yung iyong business, marami kang equipment. So you have to monitor yung balances ng lahat ng equipment na mini-maintain mo. So, let us now proceed to the first special journal, which is the sales journal. So, ito siya. Yan. Sales journal. So, the sales journal is used to record sales on account. On account lang. Okay? So, ang entry nito is automatic debit accounts receivable and credit sales. So we have the date column just like any other journal, no? Yung general journal, yan yung una kayong naging familiar, ano? So ayan yung date column. Meron tayong description column sa special journal or more specifically sa sales journal. Ang nilalagay natin dyan ay yung pangalan ng customer. Okay. And then the reference, later malalaman natin kung anong nilalagay dito. At yung amount columns. So dito sa sales journal, yung isa lang yung column natin for debit and credit. If you can see here sa taas, ito ay highlighted with the yellow. Ang pangalan ng column is accounts receivable debit, sales credit. So once you put an amount under this column, automatic sabay na siya. Debit accounts receivable and credit sales. So let us try putting an entry in the sales journal. Okay? And by the way, sabay na rin natin yung pagde-demo ng pag-update sa subsidiary ledgers ng accounts receivable. So of course, no, you will put the date. I'm actually using here yung sa book ninyo. So you put the date there. Okay, June 1. Medyo palitin na natin konti. Okay. And then here, no, halimbawa ang ating transaction ay let me see. Yung isa nating customer, si Zamboanga Exports ay bumili sa atin on account worth 20,000. So alam natin yung entry niya is debit accounts receivable, credit sales. So dito sa description, lalagay natin yung pangalan nung customer. Okay? Next is, dito sa amount column, yung accounts receivable, debit, sales, credit, sulat na natin yung amount ng transaction, which is 20,000. Okay. After 1M3 sa sales journal, sunod mo pong i-update yung subsidiary ledger ng customer. So let's go to the subsidiary ledger. Hanapin natin si Zamboanga Exports. I think it's last here. Okay. So ayan. So si Zamboanga Exports, meron siyang beginning balance na 40,000. So i-update natin. Of course, we will write the date. And then sa description, ilalagay natin yung sales invoice number. Okay? Yan. So SI001. And then sa journal reference, ilalagay natin kung saan nanggaling yung post natin. Just like yung natutunan natin sa general journal. Ano? So galing siya sa sales journal, page 1. So we put SJ1. Okay, sa book, ang ginamit lang yata is S1. Ano? So ako kasi mas sanay akong SJ1. And then yung accounts receivable, balikan nga natin yung yung ating sales journal. So if you notice here, yung accounts receivable naka-debit, ano? So that means pag in-update mo si subsidiary, naka-debit din si Zamboanga Exports. So 20,000. And then you compute the balance, 60,000. After computing the balance, babalik ka dun sa sales journal and you will put a check mark under the reference column. So, yun. Gawa ko ng check mark doon. So, ano yung significance ng check mark? Siya po yung kumbaga, palatandaan natin na na-update na yung subsidiary ledger. Pero hindi pa na-update yung control ledger, ha? Yung subsidiary lang. So, that is the significance of check mark. And then, please forgive me, meron akong kulang ditong isang column. So, add natin, no? So, we have to put here a column for the invoice number. Okay, so, let's insert a column there. Sorry, that's wrong. Okay. Here. Ayan, okay. Yeah, ayusin ko lang ng konti, ha? Sorry, nakalimutan ko siya, no? So, supposedly, meron ka ditong invoice number. Ayan. Ayan. So, dapat ilalagay mo din dyan yung invoice number. So, invoice number ni Zamboanga Exporters is 001. So, we put it there. Okay? Okay, so yun po. Let's have another demonstration. Let us say on June 5, ganun ulit, no? There's a certain customer, Butuan Company, na bumili sa atin on credit, no? So, once again, we'll write the date and then the invoice number, which is 002. Okay? By the way, yung invoice, they are numerically sequenced. So, tayo ay familiar na doon sa invoice. Yan ay na-discuss ko na doon sa isa kong slide presentation. So, yung invoice is a bill, no, na, sorry na wala ako sa presentation. Kamali ako ng click. Ayan, sorry for that. Okay. So, sales invoice is yung bill na pinapadala ng seller to the buyer. So, as far as the seller is concerned, yan po ay numerically sequence, no? So, kagaya ng ating sample dito, no? Yung ating una 001 and then syempre yung kasunod is 002. Next is you will write of course the name of the customer, Butuan Company, and then your M3, debit accounts receivable and credit sales, let us say for 10,000. After writing the M3, i-update mo ulit yung subsidiary ledger niya. So, hanapin natin si Butuan. Ito siya sa taas. So, write the date. And then, yung sales invoice number, 002. Then, journal reference, you write SJ1, which means this M3 is taken from the first page of the sales journal. And then, debit, 10,000. Bakit siya debit? Kasi, yung sales journal natin, ayan no, nakalagay, accounts receivable, debit. Okay? So, debit 10,000. And then, you compute for the balance. So, 40 plus 10, that's 50,000. Tapos nun, balik ka sa sales journal. Lalagyan mo ng check mark yung reference column. Okay? So, ganun lang ng ganun yung process. So, assuming na, kunwari, eto yung mga entries natin. Hanggang June 30. Yan, sulat ko na lahat. And then, i-update na rin natin yung subsidiary here. Ayan. Okay. So, updated na siya. So, at the end of the month, ang gagawin mo is, ito-total mo yung amount column. So, kunin mo yung total niyan. That will give you 250,000. And then, itong amount na to, yan, I'll highlight this. Yan, yung 250,000, you will post it sa control ledger ng accounts receivable at saka sa sales. Bakit doon? Kasi yung pangalan ng ating column. Ayan, no? Accounts receivable debit, sales credit. So, itong 250,000 ay ipopost mo dun sa ledger ni accounts receivable at ni sales. So, let's do it. Okay. Punta tayo sa general ledger. Hanapin natin si accounts receivable control account. Ito siya. Ayan, I highlighted it. So, ang gagamitin mo pong date is the end of the month, June 30. Kasi po, ang pagpo-post po ng total ng isang special journal ay hindi siya araw-araw, normally after a certain period. Dito sa atin, 1 month. No? Pwede siyang weekly, pwedeng bi-monthly. No? So, dito sa ating demonstration, we'll use 1 month. So, you will write the date of the end of the month, June 30. And then the description is, kasi yung ating 250,000, yun yung lahat ng debit sa accounts receivable for the month. So, we can aptly describe that as the credit sales for June. So, yun ang ilalagay natin sa description. JR, syempre, galing siya sa sales journal page 1. Doon galing yung ating M3. And then, debit 250,000 and then you compute the balance. That's 450,000. After computing the balance, babalik ka sa sales journal at ilalagay mo yung account number. Ang account number is this one. Diba? Alam naman natin yan. Yung 120. Ayan, hinighlight ko siya. Yung 120 na account number, isusulat mo dito sa ilalim ng 250,000 Sulat mo siya dyan. Yan, 120. So ito, yan, itong 120 na to, let me highlight it with yellow. Kapag may number na dyan, yan ay palatandaan na yung total ay na-post na dun sa account ng or sa control ledger ng accounts receivable. So it follows, kagaya nung natutunan natin dati, hindi ka dapat maglagay ng number dyan nang hindi mo pa siya napopost sa accounts receivable control ledger. The same amount, itong 250, will be posted as a credit to sales. Kasi nga yung pangalan ng ating column. Ayan o, sales credit. So let's do it. We'll go to the general ledger. Hanapin natin yung sales. Ayan, eto siya. So ipopost natin siya. So you write the date again, end of month, June 30. Description is credit sales for June. Ibig sabihin ng credit sales dyan, ano ha? Yung on-account sales, ano, pautang. And then, of course, SJ1 stands for Sales Journal, page 1. And then, credit mo siya ng 250. That will give you a balance of 250. Pag na-complete mo na yung balance, balik ka sa Sales Journal at yung account number ng sales, which is, I forgot, 410, ito. Yan, ito. Pakitingnan dito, ayan o, 410 yung account number niya. Isusulat mo dun sa baba nung 250,000 or sa baba nung total. You will write it there. Yan. So, yan po yung nagbibigay sa atin ng palatandaan na naipost na natin siya sa control account nung sales. So, yan po yung ating what's that? Yung ating sales journal. Yan. Next is the cash receipts journal. So, ito po yan. So, ito naman po ay ginagamit sa lahat ng entry involving cash receipts, no? Involving debit cash. But before I demonstrate this, no, meron lang akong aayusin ng konti dito sa ating accounts receivable subsidiary. Iyaano ko lang to kasi dapat wala pa tong laman. Yan. Wait lang ha. Okay. Wait lang ha. Just a few seconds. Okay. Yan. Okay. Thank you for waiting. So, balik tayo sa cash receipts journal. So, as I have said, ito ay ginagamit sa lahat ng entry na may debit cash. Mas marami siyang column kaysa sa sales journal, no? Ang tawag natin diyan special columns, no? So, like other journals, meron siyang date, yan. Meron siyang reference at description. Okay? So, meron tayong special column for debit cash. Yan. So, kapag magde-debit ka ng cash, sulat mo na lang yung amount dyan. Meron kang special column for sales discounts, debit sales discount. Special column for credit accounts receivable, for credit sales. At kung ang credit mo naman ay hindi accounts receivable, hindi sales, you will use the sundry accounts here. Yan. So, palitan ko lang siguro ito. Mas maganda siguro amount ito eh. Yan, amount. Yan. So, let's try demonstrating how to use the cash receipts journal. Let us say the first cash receipt transaction of the month is, wait now, I'm looking at the book. Here. Let us say, nung June 1, nag-invest yung owner ng 500,000. So, you write the date, of course. Yan, June 1. Reference, nang nilalagay dito, yung OR number. Kaya lang, usually yung OR, ini-issue lang sa mga outside parties, sa customers na nagbayad. Pero dito, ang nagbigay ng pera ay yung owner. So, normally, hindi siya ini-issuehan ng resibo, no? Total siya naman yung owner. So, ilalagay na lang natin sa reference is the word file. Description, you can describe it as investment by owner. Yan. So, ang entry is debit cash 500,000. So, under nung column na debit cash, eto siya, yan, yung hinighlight ko, you will write 500,000 and then credit capital. Ang pangalan ng owner dito is Nazario, no? So, credit Nazario Capital. If you notice, wala kang special column. Dalawa lang yung special column natin dito, no? Yung accounts receivable at saka sales. Yan, silang dalawa lang, yung special column. So, ang i-credit mo is capital. So, wala siyang special column, gagamitan mo siya ng sundry accounts. So, sulat mo dito, under nung account, let's make it account title. Ayan. So, under nung account title, you write Nazario Capital, the amount, dito. Ayan. So, debit cash, 500,000 and credit Nazario Capital, 500,000. So, kung mapapansin mo, no, yung isang entry dito, gumamit lang siya ng one line. So, yan yung isa sa mga advantage ng special journal. No? It saves space. Kasi, bawat M3, isang line lang. So, that's the first advantage. Let's now proceed to the next journal entry. Let's assume nung June 8, si Zamboanga Exports, yung isang customer na may utang sa atin, nagbayad ng 20,000 less 2% or less, less 2% discount. So, again, you will write the date, June 8. Under nung reference column, dito, yan, under nito, susulat mo yung OR number na binigay mo kay customer na nagbayad. So, OR 001. By the way, yung official receipt, numerically sequenced din yan. Ano? Sa description, you can write the name of the customer who paid. Okay, so, Zamboanga Exports. So, ngayon, ang ating entry is debit cash, 19,600. So, you write it here. Debit sales discount, 400. You write 400 here. And then, credit accounts receivable, 20,000. You write it here. So, as you can see, isa sa mga advantage pa ng special journal, it saves time in journalizing. Bakit? Kung mapapansin nyo itong apat na amount, tatlong amount na to, yan, yung hinighlight ko. Nung in-entry natin siya, hindi na natin sinulat yung account name dun sa description column. Remember sa general journal, kailangan itong account names, I highlight it with yellow, ayan, kailangan mo siyang isulat, isa-isa dun under nung accounts and description column ng general journal. But if you are using a special journal, you don't have to write these names over and over again as long as you have a special column for them. So, ayan, yung 19.6, debit cash, then debit sales discount 400, and credit accounts receivable 20,000. Now, dito sa cash receipts journal, kapag ang M3 ay apektado si accounts receivable, you will automatically update the subsidiary ledger. So, i-update natin yung subsidiary ni Zamboanga Exports. Punta tayo sa subsidiary. Hanapin natin si Zamboanga Exports. Ayan. So, ipapasok natin ngayon yung entry natin dito. So, you write the date, June 8. Sa description, we write the OR number. So, ayan, OR001. Sa JR or journal reference, you write yung journal and page number kung saan nanggagaling yung entry. So, this is from the Cash Receipts Journal, page 1. So, we use CRJ1. And then credit, balikan natin yung CRJ natin. Ito siya. Ito yung amount na i-credit natin, yung may yellow highlight, 20,000. So you credit 20,000 sa account ni Zamboanga Exports. Ayan. Then you compute the balance. So 60 minus 20, that's 40,000. After completing the balance, babalik ka dun sa cash receipts journal. And then, yan, I'm highlighting yung entry na ginagawa natin. Under nung PR column or posting reference column, you will write a check here. Check. Wait, ayaw niya mag-check. Kaya, i-insert ko na lang. Ayan. So, ito na siya. Ayan, may check na siya. So, this check mark, ayan, I highlighted it with yellow. Siya yung nagsasabi na na-update na yung subsidiary ledger. Let's have another one on January 10. So, let us say, nangutang ka ng 300,000 sa DBA. DBA is the name of the bank. So, na-approve yung loan. Okay? So, as usual, you write the date. And then, you write sa reference, CM. What's that? That means credit memorandum. Kasi normally, kapag inapprove ng bangko yung iyong loan, i-credit niya sa account mo. So, you will receive a credit memorandum. So, you write under reference, CM. Description, you can describe it as bank loan. Yan, DBA bank loan. And then, ang entry natin is debit cash, 300,000. Let us say yun yung loan mo. You write it here. And then, credit, notes payable for 300,000. So, wala tayong special column for the crediting of notes payable. Meron lang tayo, accounts receivable tsaka sales. So, gagamitin natin yung sundry accounts. Under the account title, you write notes payable. And then, you credit the amount, 50,000. Oh, sorry. The amount is 300,000. Ayan. So, dito po wala tayong i-update na subsidiary ledger, kasi yung accounts receivable, ayan, hinighlight ko, hindi naman siya apektado. So, wala kang i-update na subsidiary. So, we can move on now to the next entry, which is dated June 15. So, June 15, ang transaction natin, cash sales from June 1 to 15, 200,000. Pag sinabing cash sales, ito yung mga benta na nagbayad agad yung customer. So, hindi na siya dumaan sa receivable. So, of course, we will write the date. So, description. So, our book says CRT. I actually cannot recall what the CRT mean, Description, you can describe this as cash sales June 1 to 15. So, dito, yung lahat ng cash sales, sa halip na i-entry ng isa-isa, pinagsama-sama from June 1 to 15 para isang entry na lang. Then, let us say the amount is 200,000. So, debit cash, 200,000. And credit sales, 200,000. Meron kang special column dyan. Ito. Yan. So, doon mo isusulat yan. Credit sales, 200,000. Okay? Let's have the next transaction, dated June 21. So, ang nangyari dito, Ayun, si Cagayan de Oro Stores nagbayad ng 50,000 account niya less 1% discount. So again, under the reference column, you write the OR number kasi mag-i-issue ka ng resibo sa customer. So bigyan mo siya ng resibo. And ang paggamit po ng resibo dapat in accordance with numerical sequence. So 002, under description, you write the customer's name. Yan, Cagayan de Oro Stores. And then, let us say your entry is debit cash 49,000. So dito mo siya isulat. Debit sales discount 1,000 dito sa column na to. And credit accounts receivable 50,000. So ayan. So yan yung ating entry. So again, merong na-involved na accounts receivable. I highlight it with yellow. So every time na may involved na accounts receivable, automatic, kasunod mong i-update yung subsidiary ledger. So let's do it. Punta tayo ng subsidiary ledger ni Cagayan de Oro Stores. Ito. So we update it. Ano nga ba ang date ng ating transaction? June 22. Okay? So you write it here. June. Wait. Wala pala ako sa subsidiary ledgers. Sino nga ba yun? Teka, I forgot. Si Zamboanga. Okay. Here. Ito na pala siya. Ayan. May sulat na, hindi ko siya nabura. No? Sorry. So, ito siya. You update, date, then description, the OR number. Journal reference is CRJ1, which stands for Cash Receipts Journal, page 1. So, credit 20,000. And then you compute the balance, 40,000. After computing the balance, babalik ka dun sa special journal, yung cash receipts journal. At, lalagyan mo ng check yung PR column sa tapat. Wala. Lagyan natin. Yan. No? Ay, sorry, mali, no? Sala. Tika, mali. Ang may check pala ay ito. Sorry, nagkamali. Naduleng. Ito pala. Sige, lagyan natin ng check mark. Ayan. So, again, itong check mark na to, yun yung magsasabi na na-update na yung subsidiary ledger. So, ganun lang po yung process niya, no? Pag may entry sa cash receipts journal involving special or involving accounts receivable, kailangan mong i-update yung kanyang subsidiary ledger. Ayan. So, assuming na ito yung mga entry niya, yung natitira pang month, ayan, no? Binilisan ko na lang. So, ayan. Yan pa yung iba niyang entry. Siyempre, may kasama na rin ang update sa subsidiary. Ayan. Okay. So, assuming na ito na yung mga entries natin for the whole month, so kagaya nung ginawa natin dun sa sales journal, i-total mo yung lahat ng columns. So, itong total ng debit cash, kukunin mo. So, 1,348,348. Total ng sales discounts. Total ng credit accounts receivable. At total ng credit sales. Yan. And then, ito total mo din yung other accounts. Itong sundry accounts dito sa kanan. Yan. Pagkakuha mo ng total, you have to ensure na equal yung debit at credit ng iyong journal bago ka mag-post sa ledger. So, we have two debits, 1,348 tsaka 2,000. Ayan, hin-highlight ko siya. So, ang total niyan is 1,350,000. So, dapat yung credits mo, 1,350,000 din. So, ito yung ating mga credits. I highlight it with yellow. Yan, yung tatlong yan. Yan yung credits natin. So, the total is 1,350,000 din. So, equal yung debit at credit, kaya pwede na tayo mag-post. Okay. So, yung mga total, itong apat na to, 1,348, 2,000, tsaka 450,000, ipopost mo siya sa kanilang control account sa general ledger. So, let's start with cash. So, punta tayo sa general ledger. Ito yung popost natin, yung 1,348. Hanapin yung ledger ng cash. So, ayan. So, you will write yung, ito. Okay. I-white nga natin para ma-appreciate natin. O, ayan. Okay. So, ito yung ledger ng cash. So, you will write the date. You will again use the end of the month kasi end of month ka nagpo-post. So, under ng description, you can write sabi natin, cash collection for June. Yan. JR is kung anong journal at page nang gagaling yung entry. So, we are at the cash receipts journal page 1. So, you will write there CRJ1. And then, you debit. Why is it debit? Debit, by the way. No? Punta ka ng cash receipts journal, eto siya, oh. Yan. Yung column na yan is a debit column. Ito, oh, yan, may pangalan siya sa taas, oh, debit. Ayan, oh. Okay, so you debit cash by 1,348,000. So, i-debit natin sa general ledger. Ayan. So, you debit 1,348,000 and then you compute for the balance. After computing the balance, balik ka sa journal. Ito na tayo sa journal, yung 1,348. At isusulat mo yung account number ng cash sa ilalim ng total. Ayan. So, 110. So, ano ibig sabihin yan? Pag may account number na siya or reference number sa baba ng total, ibig sabihin yung total ay na-post na sa general ledger. So, you do the same for sales discounts. Okay? Ito siya. Yan. So, meron siyang total na 2,000 pesos. So, i-post natin siya sa ledger ni sales discount. So, punta tayo sa ledger ni sales discount. Hanapin natin. Ito. Yan. So, as usual, you will write the date of the end of the month plus the description. So, ayan. June 30, ang description natin is discounts granted in the month of June. Discounts granted in the month of June. So, JR, galing siya sa page 1 ng Cash Receipts Journal. So, you write CRJ1. And then, you debit sales discount for, nakalimutan ko na kung magkano siya. Balik tayo sa journal. Ito, for 2,000 pesos. So, debit. And then, for the balance column, you compute the balance as usual. And then after posting everything, ayan, nakita natin yung sales discount may account number siyang 420. Yung 420, saka mo lang siya isusulat sa ilalim ng account dito. Yan. So, saka mo lang yun isusulat doon pag kumpleto na yung pagpo-post mo. Pag na-post mo na yung 2,000 na total sa general ledger ni sales discounts. So, you do the same for the accounts receivable, credit, at saka yung credit sales. So, pagka-post mo, lalagyan mo ng number dito. Similar sa ginawa natin sa cash at sales discounts, ano? So, i-update na rin natin yung subsidiary ni accounts receivable here. Sige, i-update na natin lahat. Ay, sorry, this is as a subsidiary account. Sa general ledger pala. Yan. So, i-update natin yung mga accounts nila. Ayan. So, ito na siya, oh. Yan. So, ayan, ang ating date, June 30. Tapos, description, cash collection or collection for June. Ang journal reference niya is CRJ1, credit 100,000, balance 350,000. Pagka-compute mo ng balance as usual, babalik ka sa sales journal. Rather, sa cash receipts journal. At lalagyan mo ng account number si accounts receivable. Okay, so same procedure siya para dun sa sales, no? So pakita ko sa iyo yung sales. Ito siya, ayan. So after writing these things, hanggang dun sa 700,000, saka mo lang ilalagay yung number na 410, ayan, may highlight, dito sa sales column ng cash receipts journal. Ngayon, this 800,000, hindi mo siya ipopost ng buo. Why? If you notice, yung 800,000, ang composition niya ay dalawang magkaibang account. Ayan, hinighlight ko siya. Nasario Capital at Notes Payable. So, hindi mo pwedeng i-post yung 800,000 kasi magkaibang account yung 500 at 300. So, ang gagawin mo, yung Nasario Capital at Notes Payable, you will post them individually sa mga ledger kung saan sila dapat i-post. So, puntahan natin yon. General Ledger, Nasario Capital and Notes Payable. Ito. Ay, Notes Payable nga. Ano ba sabi ko? Wait lang. Tama. Nasario Capital. So, tingnan natin yung Nasario Capital, no? Ito siya. Yan. Let me highlight it. Yan. If you notice, yung date niya is June 1, no? Kasi po, i-post mo siya individually, kaya ang gagamitin mo yung date ng transaction. Ito siya, June 1. Ayan. Mas maganda siguro i-white muna natin, para makita natin kung paano ginawa yan. Yan. So, you write the date, June 1. The description, you can describe it as investment by owner. Sa JR, syempre galing siya sa Cash Receipts Journal. So, CRJ1. And then, balikan nga natin yung journal natin. Ito, si Nasario Capital, naka-credit siya. Ito siya, under siya nung column na to. Yan, credits. Ay, sorry. Yan, credits. Under siya ng column na yan. Yung naka-highlight sa taas, credits. Kaya naman, pagdating sa general ledger, yung Nasario Capital, i-credit mo rin ng 500,000 in accordance dun sa sinasabi ng ledger dito or ng journal na naka-credit si Nasario Capital. Yan, so balik tayo. As usual, you compute the balance. 1,000,005. Pag na-compute mo na yung balance, yung account number niya which is 310, ayan, hinighlight ko. yung 310. Saka mo lang siya isusulat dito sa reference or PR column ng cash receipts journal. Dito siya. Yan, highlight ko siya ng yellow. Ito. Yan. So, you write there, 310. Yan. The same is true with notes payable. If ipopost mo siya individually. So, let's go to the general ledger. Ito, si notes payable. Ito siya. Yan. So, you post here sa second line, date. Nakalimutan ko kung anong date yon. Let's see. Ito. June 10. So, ito na pala siya. Sorry. No? Hindi ko na naman siya na white. So, ayan. Nakapost na siya. Pero mas maganda, sige, i-white ulit natin. Para sunod-sunod. So, ayan. You write the date. Ayan. June 10. Description, you can describe it as a bank loan. Parang wala siyang description dito, ano? So, pwede natin siyang i-describe as a bank loan, ano? Yung 300,000. So, lagay mo dito sa description, bank loan. Let's type it. Then, journal reference. Siyempre, galing siya sa cash receipts journal, page 1. And then, credit. Ito siya, oh. Yan, ito. Yung may highlight na yellow. No? Credit notes payable for 300,000. Kaya sa general ledger, credit mo siya ng 300,000. Balance, 300,000. So, after computing for everything, from the date up to the balance, yung account number niya, ayan, yung 230. Saka mo siya isusulat dito. Ito. Yan, hinighlight ko na siya ng yellow. Ayan. Okay. So, pag na-post mo na siya lahat, yung laman ng sundry accounts or other accounts, maglalagay ka ng check mark sa ilalim ng total. So, the check mark is an indication na na-post mo na yung laman ng sundry accounts isa-isa sa mga kanya-kanya nilang ledger. Okay? So, yan po. So, tigil muna tayo dito. I will make a second video for the purchase journal and cash disbursement journal.